So let's talk the R word. Role play with me.
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed. You like the fast life, you like to drive and get down and dirty, act like the bad guy. You want some love, me like when you feel like calling at midnight. You got the best of me, you got me losing sleep. I've been hopeful, baby, I was hoping maybe that you'd cross my path. I've been sinking lately, and it's hard to move. Think I'm stuck on you. We're in transits, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance.
Hi, Dals. It's me, Tay, and I am coming to you straight from my holiday home's bathroom. Yes, where I am going to do a get ready with me as I kind of luxuriate and relax and role play in this beautiful space. So I am glad you can join me today. And I thought while I role play, we talk a little bit about role play. Yes, role play and IMView and Second Life. For those that didn't know, like many, I spent many years in IMView running around having a good time. And well, I came over to Second Life and noticed things were a little different, especially when it comes to role play. So while I luxuriate in this lovely space, I thought we could just talk about my time there, why I was there, and why I took the jump from IMView to Second Life, and also discuss some of the, well, let's say discrimination I face coming from IMView into Second Life. So no more talking. Let me back up this video. You're seeing me now at the end of my luxuriating. Let's rewind and go back to the beginning. Okay, Daz, when I woke up this morning, I was a little cold, so I thought, let me just jump here in the sauna and put a mask on. I love infrared saunas. They're great for actually getting all the impurities out of your body. I do them all the time in real, and I said, listen, I'm going to do them right here in Second Life. And also, these saunas give you a minute to sit and think about the past. So as I said, I came to Second Life from IMView, and the reason why I got into all of these role play games like Second Life and IMView is because I do like to role play, and plus I absolutely love fashion. As a little girl, I spent hours with my dolls just dressing them and creating and sewing outfits and hairdos and all of that. So when I discovered IMView and Second Life, it was a natural fit for me, I think. So when I was deciding on virtual worlds, there were, of course, Second Life and IMView were both options at the time, but I didn't like the avatars in Second Life. So I went for IMView. Now the avatars, as you folks that have been in Second Life for a long time know, were much different than they are now. So at the time, IMView's avatars were a little bit more appealing to me. Also, I love the fact that you could create a little easier in IMView, and you can customize your avatar a bit more in IMView. Also, cost-wise, IMView is a lot cheaper, which is a bonus for many people who want to join a virtual world. That said, let me insert a picture of my IMView avatar. This is my IMView Tay. Now, I want to point out, I try to make my IMView Tay and my Second Life Tay look very similar. Second Life makes it a little bit more realistic, but I did try to strive for realism in IMView. Now, just like in Second Life, your look was very important in IMView. My friends and I strive to make our avatars look the best we possibly could, and we spent a lot of time shopping to create and put together our looks. Now, of course, we didn't have a shopping like we do in Second Life, but it was still fun to shop, spend a lot of time going through the catalog, finding cute items for us to put on our avatars to make them look good. And again, realistic is what my friends and I were trying to go for. Now, I know catalog shopping sounds boring, but there were some creators, including myself, who tried to put together stores for our avatars to shop in, but they just never took. I think people found it easier to just bop around in the catalog. Like Second Life, me and my friends created great spaces to visit and socialize in. There were wonderful worlds that were created, not again in the same manner and as detailed as Second Life, but they were very cool spaces nonetheless. You also had romance in IMView, just like you do in Second Life. I think no virtual world is complete without it. I will say, because Second Life is 18 and up, the adult aspect, even though there were adults in IMView over 18, did not take the forefront as much as it does in Second Life. Now, don't get me wrong, there were clubs, there were adult elements to IMView, but because the platform had mixed use, you did not have the ability to go as far, and if you've been in Second Life, you know what I'm talking about, as people do in Second Life. Getting back to this sauna, it feels so good in here. I feel my pores are opening. I have a nice sweat. I think it's time to come out and jump in a cool tub to cool my body down. They say saunas are great for your overall health. Heating and then immediately cooling your body is supposed to be great for keeping your skin tight. And we got to remember, the skin is one of our biggest organs, so it should be taken care of. I'm going to jump out of here now and move to the tub. So now that I explained my life in IMView, just kind of give you an idea of what IMView is, I will tell you why I jumped into Second Life. Of course, you can see the avatars are really great, very realistic, and I love photography, and I think I'm able to do a good job capturing the images that I want using Second Life avatars. And then look at the spaces that you can create in here. You've seen my holiday home. I did a tour of this home, and just look how beautiful it is, just navigating and moving in this world. So Second Life is stronger as far as graphics and the beauty of the avatar. But one thing I do miss about IMView is the role play. I know, I can hear everyone now. How can IMView have such great role play when they can barely move their avatars? Yes, Second Life, one of the things I like about moving in Second Life is that I can actually move. You can walk from place to place, where in IMView you kind of jump from node to node, which is a little different. But still, you can get around it, just not with two legs. I hear the metaverse is having that problem right now. Their avatars have no legs. So IMView seems to be doing better than that. That said, when I say I miss the roleplay, it is because I really do. When I was active in IMView, the roleplay was very, very strong. You had modeling agents, you had fashion shows, you had beauty pageants. There was always something going on. Creators did elaborate fashion shows and did casting calls for IMView models. That was really unique, and people looked forward to that. There were modeling agencies where you had to have a portfolio to be involved, and I was a photographer in IMView, and I helped people get together their modeling portfolios. There were beauty pageants, adoption centers, and active spaces all the time. When you landed into what we would call a room in IMView, similar to the sim, I guess, similar but not the same. But when you landed into a room, unlike a sim, it was always filled with people. So you could drop into a coffee house and feel like you were in a busy coffee house with music playing and other people sitting around chatting. Now, there was no voice, so a lot of the role play was typed out, but I kind of see that here in Second Life, so I don't think that's a big difference. I do believe IMView has gotten voice back since, so really, six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. I do like having the voice feature in Second Life, but if no one uses it, uh, it just gets lost. Also, one thing about IMView, it is a little easier to meet people. Again, because you land into a space, maybe a cafe or a club, and there are people in that space and really can't wander off like you can on a sim. There are always people around to have conversations with, sometimes good, sometimes bad. There are definitely trolls in some conversations, but when you find a group of people that you can relate to, it is really nice to sit in a coffee house and chat the evening away. Now, when you're new to Second Life, it's kind of hard to meet people. You can wander around Sims, but there's really nobody actively there. And if you go to clubs and parties, you don't really get a chance to get to know people. It seems like the main way to meet people is through the adult activities. The adult activities or the sexual relationships in Second Life seem to play more in the forefront than IMView. And I think it's because in IMView, you can't do a lot of those elements. I often wonder if because the adult activity is so strong in Second Life, is that the reason why there is not as much role play in Second Life? I mean, you have these great sims, these great spaces, and you could really get in here and do some great things, but I just unfortunately haven't seen really good role play. I went to the Blueberry fashion show and I thought, what a great idea. However, it would even have been better if there was a huge casting call where models brought their own portfolio and they got to audition to walk in that fashion show versus having the fashion show somewhat automated and created. It took away a very cool element. A lot of people will not in their lifetime get to be a model, so this was an opportunity that Second Life and Blueberry had to put together a show where their own customers could actually model, and a lot of people take a lot of time and put into their avatars, so giving them that opportunity would have been a very fun role-playing event. In IMView, when I was most active, a lot of creators did fashion shows. Fashion shows are very popular and they used models out of the population, so to speak. Now, all that may be going on in Second Life, but it's really hard for new people to navigate and find that. So I think if they had something a little bit more than the destination guide and even the events calendar, it seems that all of the events on the calendar are of a sexual nature. So if you're not into that and you actually want to do role play and be a part of a community, it is really hard to do that in Second Life, again, because most people are isolated or involved in the adult side of Second Life. So I got this great exfoliating soap from Lush. I love Lush. I love anything that's organic like that. And I love the bath bombs and everything that you can get at that store. So this soap is really good for tightening your skin as well as conditioning it. So it is putting a nice soft layer over my skin. So I do love it. And I am just enjoying this morning so far. If you've never shopped Lush, insert picture here. They have some great products and they're organic and they're vegan and they're just really a fun store to go to. So, if you want to try the soap that I like to use, it is called Lotus Flower. I like it. It doesn't have a high rating, but it is one that I like. Oh, by the way, that is no paid sponsorship. I'm just being nice and sharing a beauty secret. So I just jumped out of the tub before I become a prune. I could have stayed in there all day, and I'm finishing up with a whipped organic body butter, which is a combination of lavender flower and shea butter. I love lavender flower. It helps you relax, and it is the shea butter is a great protectant for the skin. And in this cold, snowy weather, I am going to need that type of protection. So I am just gonna layer this on my skin. Winter can be so drying. So to get back to what I was talking about, I know these things may be going on in Second Life, but for new people like myself, it would be great to have some way to find out that information. Again, going through Second Life's resources, you really don't get an idea of really what's going on beyond the adult activities that seem to always be advertised. If anyone has any suggestions for how to find events in Second Life, please put them in the comments. I do this channel for people that are new and want to explore these virtual worlds. And I have to admit, although I've been in Second Life for a couple of years now, I really don't know all that Second Life has to offer. I have not been able to find the resources and really just connect with people in Second Life because it's just been so difficult. So my time has been spent wandering clubs. But if there is any other active roleplay going on, let us know so we can join. Roleplay is more fun when there are more people involved. Now that my hair is brushed, I think I'm going to apply an everyday makeup look. I usually just brush my hair with coconut oil to keep and lock in the moisture. As I put on my makeup, I wanted to talk about the kind of the discrimination I felt coming into Second Life from IMView. Now, I will say this. I do not know what IMView folks did prior to their arrival into Second Life. I know both worlds can be a little interesting with the people in it sometimes. A lot of times people want more from you than you are willing to give in both platforms. I just think that's just the nature of the beast with the virtual world. But when you come into Second Life, you almost want to hide the fact that you played any other virtual world or virtual game or metaverse or whatever you want to call these, because you get a lot of comments like those people from IMView or those IMView folk. It's almost as if when you tell people you came from IMView, people treat you as if you were not smart enough, so to speak, to join a Second Life at first and navigate this world. Now, yes, IMView is much easier to navigate. It is easier to kind of join. There is still some level of difficulty, but it's nowhere near what Second Life can be and how shocking it can be to a new user. I myself struggled trying to put on clothes and keep my avatar's head on, and I arrived in time for Bakes on Mesh, so that was a whole story in and of itself, trying to figure that out. When I was in IMView more and I talked to people who came over from Second Life, a lot of times the reason why people left Second Life to go there is because they just wanted something simple. Many of the people I talked to were older, they had families, and I would say over 25. They often expressed how IMView was easier to navigate and move. They could quickly jump in, they could enjoy a few hours of role play, and then come out. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Get Ready With Me and the role play chat and just a little bit of talk about IMView and Second Life. In the end, I think it is great to transition between any of these metaverses and just learn them all if you have the time and see this as a hobby. I have no problem with either universe or metaverse or whatever. I just have fun either way I go. But I do say if you're going to move from one metaverse to the other, get to know the world and know the do's and don'ts. You don't want to offend somebody being a quote unquote noob. That's what they call us newbies when we enter the world. I know people take their roleplay very seriously and really don't want to have it interrupted by people trolling and or having to give explanations of rules over and over again. As for avatars, both worlds offer a free base avatar. However, one of the things I learned about Second Life, you can get a lot further with a free avatar than you can in IMView. As soon as you join Second Life, you can get a free mesh head, a free mesh body, and there are a lot of gifts given away throughout the year by creators. So you really can create a game or playworthy avatar without having to spend any money if you so chose. That's why I created my channel, to show that you can enter into this world without spending a lot of money and or lendings. Now, unlike IMView, there is more push in Second Life for you to have items and purchase products that upgrade your avatar a bit more. I have seen some clubs and employment opportunities that won't allow you to participate if you don't have what is new and current, and that's okay. Again, it's Second Life. You can come in here and there are people that will let you navigate their sims and spaces with what you have, and there are people who won't, so you just have to determine which places you want to go to. If you want to be involved in those spaces where people say you have to have a La Luca head or a certain type of hair, then you have to spend some money. But if you just want to navigate with spaces that don't require that, then you can be in Second Life enjoying the world absolutely free. Well, that's it, Dallas. I've talked enough. I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoyed getting ready with you, and I hope you enjoyed the discussion. I've so enjoyed this chill morning. I am going to get dressed here shortly, and Simplicity and I are going to get out in the world. We both have Advent calendar shopping to do. If you'd like to see where we're going, please check out my video on Advent calendars. And then we're going to grab lunch in this cute little sim and town that I'm staying in and just spend the afternoon enjoying the world here. Alright, Dals, I have to leave the bathroom. Simplicity has to get in here and get dressed. I am so chill. It's like, oh, namaste. Ooh. But we have to get in world and have a little bit of fun. So if you see me in world, please say hi. And as always, Dals, I enjoyed spending time with you. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe below. I will be doing more of these videos because I do enjoy spending time with you. As always, see you in world, and bye-bye. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell to know when I upload again.